Indeed. Yes. Blast and damnation. I shall do it.
What can I do for you, Warden? Certainly.
Okay. Let's go check the merchants and see what all of them have.
We've been waiting for you, Warden.
More enemies.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Hey.
Go get him.
Do it quickly. I tried to be merciful.
Okay.
As you say. I shall do so.
Okay, I guess that was the last of the Haramad holdouts. Anybody else is probably fleeing. Yeah. Guess that was the best they could try for their little ambush.
Why do you occasionally refer to Alistair as a little pike twirler?
Why? Is a little pike twirler taking offense?
It's just a curious description.
Curious? It's entirely true. What, you haven't seen him twirling his pike? Goes at it when he thinks no one's watching. Knocks him out in the trees like
Great.
there's no tomorrow. Caught him just the other day. Blushed all
Oh,
over
for
after
God's
he
sakes.
Then couldn't find his shirt. I swear he's gonna hurt himself one of these days. The way he works that thing.
I don't want to hear this anymore, do I?
I keep telling him pikes are for sticking things at long range, aye? Horses and such. Not for twirling like a sissy.
Wait, you're talking about an actual pike? Like a spear?
Obviously. What else would I be talking about?
I can't imagine.
Oh, Mom.
We are working hard to make enough
She's dealt with
equipment
sons
for all of
before.
the hunters. Our armaments will be superior to anything else you find on the battlefield. I am no merchant, but I have plenty that you may need.
Pike twirler. Oh. Oh, Mom. Oh, I'll wait on it. Fishing village.
You really killed all those abominations? I didn't think it was possible. I thought we'd all die here. I'm sure you need supplies after that, don't you?
Alright, let's trade. I guess there's one thing I'm going to get. Unfortunately, it means I gotta go back from whence I came.
As you say.
Not my smartest move. Just to make sure that the elves are okay.
They tell you what to wear in the chantry.
You have robes and such that you must wear.
And, so... robes. What
Well, sometimes there are vestments and ceremonial garments.
Right, right. And then...
Why are
Grin.
you so interested in this?
Ah, sod it. Under the robes. Pants. No pants.
What?
Stop stalling.
Grin.
Naked or not.
Leave her
What difference
alone.
does it make?
All right. Stonewall me. I'll find out one way or the other.
Right. Good luck with that.
No, I hope he has terrible luck. I'm getting a little tired of him.
Sure thing.
I don't know how much longer I'm going to put up with him.
We are working hard to make enough equipment for all of the hunters. Our armaments will be superior to anything else you find on the battlefield. I am no merchant, but I have plenty that you may need.
What do we do? Let's beef up our L's some more.
I shall do it.
You will have the best equipped army Ferelden has ever seen.
Good to hear it.
We will make good use of what you have brought us, Warden.
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see where his boat is.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
All right. Let's go.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay. Before
Well, aren't you sweet and attentive? Redcliffe? I know little of it except that it is the domain of the Earl of Redcliffe. Redcliffe? I wonder how the name came to be. Is the clay here red? There are places in this world where the clay is a bright, strange red, and often, in the legends of such places, it is the red of blood. The blood of 1,000 men slaughtered in battle, or that of an innocent, unjustly slain. It stains the land that it may never be forgotten. Perhaps Redcliffe has one such tale. But I do not know it.
O'Connor and Jowan and Logain have conspired together to produce that tale for us. Let's move on. There's a couple of things that I'm going to check out first. Sometimes we forget things. There's a few things in Orzammar, a couple of things in Orzammar I want to check out before I leave.
Indeed. Yes.
For the time being, go back to Orzammar. Now then, check it out. We've got Betty Buddy is hurt. Betty Buddy needs more than that. Hey, Ogren. Dwarven soldier got hurt. That's bad. That's what happened. Go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he keeps that up. Not good. Batty Batty. Yep. Okay. That could have been handled better. Like with Batty Buddy when he got clobbered. I mean, to his credit, he was over 136. Okay, guys.
Orzammar has heard your call. We march for you, Warden. Orzammar has heard your call. We march for you, Warden.
Good to hear.
Orzammar has heard your call. We march for you, Warden. Orzammar has heard your call. We march for Orzammar has heard your call. We march. Orzammar has heard your call. Orzammar.
I couldn't help myself.
We march for you, Warden.
I couldn't help myself. I've been dumped on and crapped on so many times for so long by guys like this. It was nice to be treated with respect in that manner. Even afterwards, I had royal guards with their noses looking down at me. Some people were civil, so I just couldn't help it and show a little bit of satisfactory ego on my part to hear them do that. Okay. Should have also had them set up properly going in. Hope my cleansing aura helped. Yeah, it did until it ran out, basically. Thanks, guys. We'll do a couple things.
Of the hour, Lord Harrimont arrested, thrown into prison, awaiting execution.
It's too bad Balin's gonna kill him. I wouldn't have done that. I would have exiled him. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, indeed. This is all I ever wanted to do when I was a kid. And I wasn't able to do it, and now I can. Oh, wow. I want to read the previous one because I'm not sure if I saw it. I want to read it one more time. Before the Darkspawn, the stone held an empire. Dozens of tides, each cavern a shade of dwarven pride, communities separate but united. They fell by degrees, ruins, crumbled into tombstones, a forgotten glory. But the stone is a living history. An absence can reveal more than constant scrutiny does. As the stone shifts, she chooses what remains buried and what must see the light. The shapers must return, must walk the old lost way, so the children of the stone can see what has been surrendered and what has been gained. This is the sacrifice of the shaper. Far from abandoned, the deep roads are patrolled by those who fight for Orzammar and the stone. These defenders have seen great and tragic events unfold, but they are committed to the moment, not the memory. I remember reading this before, but I'm going to read it again. It is the shaper's burden to walk this path with a mind to observation. He will fight if pressed. Every dwarf owes that to the stone, but his purpose is to record, not create. It reminds me of my steps through the deep roads. Although dark and deep, the old paths are alive with deeds. Not only the dedication of the shaper can ensure they are not lost in memories. Orzammar has carved a legacy from the stone, but history is more than the comings and goings that fill the streets. These caverns are old cuts and well-traveled. I remember reading this too. I think it was in Carradin's Cross. The true will of the stone is revealed far from the halls of politics and commerce. The shaper must step away from the familiar and seek out revelations from the frontier, buried secrets from paths abandoned. The shaper must first walk away if he is to return. And that's what I did. I walked away and I came back. The blessing of the shaper is given only to those who walk with the stone. There's a path that cuts deep and the road is far from secure, but those who desire to work in memory must first honor it. Document the stone. I've done that. Protect her. I've done that. And present new history to the memories. I've done that too. Only then will the blessing of the shaper be upon you. You have walked the path of the shaper and documented the stone. The blessing of the shaper is yours to wield in the carving of a new path, one for tomorrow's shapers to follow, from the shaper's life. That's all I wanted to do when I was a kid. And I wasn't allowed to because I was castless. I wanted to write myself into history so I'd be remembered. So Rika would be remembered. I guess we found different ways for that to be possible. Because we were overlooked. We didn't exist. And now I'm written in the stories. And I'm there. And they can't take that away. There's so much, and I can't help but wonder what I'm missing. All the things. Well, they're going to build a statue of me with my face on it. I told them to. And I have recorded stuff in the memories. And I should have your job. You keep working at it. When I was a kid, I gotta look one more time. I would tell stories about how cool it would be to have my name on there as I wrote and added to the memories. And my name would live on like Sabor and Mildrake and these others did. So that even though that I was castless and I was nothing, people would have to remember me. That I'd lived and been there. Well, I don't think, at least for a time, that we have to worry about that not happening. It wasn't quite the way I wanted. But it was nice what I did do. In any event, goodbye, childhood. Goodbye, dreams. Now you'll be a part of me, but goodbye. You'll always be a part of me, but I have to move on. Someday, people like me will be the ones who do all the stories, and not people like you. Keep up the good work. Wow. And so it's done.
I've been hoping you'd return to Orzammar. Oh, I have so much to tell you. The other houses repaid their debts to my house, and I had enough money to send an expedition into our old tide.
Good.
You found so many things. I kept some for you. I said I'd repay you, didn't I?
Thank you. I'm glad things turned out well for you.
I could never fully repay what you've done for me. But this is a start, I hope. Walk well, and may fortune always smile on you, Grey Warden.
Thank you, Orta. May fortune smile well on you, too. I try to help out the castles. That's what saved you. So try to help us.
They're opening rooms for us on the old Orton estate. Because of you, my family's dreams came true.
That's good. But help some castles while you're at it. For real.
News of the hour. Supporters of disgraced Lord Harrowmont take to the streets. Pandemonium increases by 10%.
Got something in my sodded.
Good job, Mom.
Keep your nose up. You know, just because we don't all live in some tower in the clouds doesn't mean we're worthless.
That's not what she said.
And furthermore, I don't think I appreciate the way you looked at me last night.
If it's with revulsion, how can she help it?
Remember those longing
Oh, for
eyes,
God's
hungry
sakes.
for a bit of a
Leave
tussle?
Mom alone.
I never looked at you, dwarf. Definitely not in that way.
Oh, you're right. Must have been the dog.
You'd confuse the dog for that and he'd bite your balls off, so leave him alone, Ogren. Leave my dog and my mom alone. Because Batty Buddy will bite your balls off.
The king just sent word. For my admirable taste in not supporting my cousin's rebellion, I won't be among those executed.
There will be no new provings until the king announces it.
No more matches until the new king decrees it.
Fine with me. I hate this system.
We have nothing to talk about, Warden. I haven't done a thing.
Sure you have it.
Do not disturb me. I must meditate before my fight.
Have fun waiting on it.
I'm gonna take first in the inaugural glory cruise. Get out of here!
Fuck off.
I knew Balin would take the crown.
In a moment. Greetings, I am Natia of the Grey Wardens.
Don't take it personal.
I do know, but I want to hear their views on it. What are the Silent Sisters?
I'm surprised to hear that question from a woman like you.
I know what
Do
they
you
are,
not
but
know of Astith the
yes, I
Grey?
do.
The original woman warrior? The Silent Sisters are her followers. When no one listened to her words, Astith cut out her tongue and dedicated herself to training until she won a grand proving barehanded.
Yep.
The women who joined her order cut out their tongues in her honor.
Yes, I know. Who are you?
I am Ferindin. I serve as Hanashan's trainer and translator. As a silent sister, Hanashan cut out her tongue like the ancient paragon Astith the Grey. As you might imagine, she requires my services for more mundane tasks.
This are you two on?
The Silent Sisters support the sitting king. They are loyal servants to the Idukans.
Then may both our efforts triumph.
May the ancestors choose their champion wisely.
They have. It's called Balin, and the ancestors had nothing to do with it. I do know what Silent Sisters are. I killed Lenka, and I regret it to this day. It didn't have to be that way. I didn't want to kill Lenka.
Fine to see you here, Warden. A number of people have told me they hope to see you in the provings. It's a rare opportunity to fight against someone so exotically trained. In fact, a few were hoping you'd take part in some informal action.
Here.
Assembly restricted, not illegal. All that ritual lets nobles rationalize it's not a blood sport.
True.
They don't like commoners using the arena for petty squabbles.
True.
Some of us prefer an honest spectacle. And sometimes someone needs a good beating, and all that talking gets in the way.
True. I'm going to say this, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it.
Say the word and I'll line up a team from one of the younger houses. They don't often get a chance to test themselves in the provings. They're a hungry bunch who employ unusual tactics. Understand that there's no concern for fairness here. Your battles will be hard won.
Who am I facing?
The younger houses are interested in unorthodox tactics. Many hire mercenaries to augment traditional strengths. Anything goes is a fair description. We give small payouts, maybe a bonus from time to time. But this isn't about money. It's about skill and the chance to show it.
I'll come back for some action.
I'll be
later.
here.
I don't know if I'm going to do this. I need to think about it.
Horse.
Blast and damnation.
Yes.
Indeed.
I shall do it.
What would you like?
Ready for some unofficial training opportunities?
It's too risky. People might get killed. The provings are stupid and senseless. There's better ways to train. It was terrible that I had to kill Lenka. I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to come back for action later, but I never will. I'm not doing this. I'm not killing people I can use in battle against the Blight, and I'm not killing people for no good reason to begin with. The provings are a stupid way to train, because it gets people killed.
I'll be here.
That defeats the purpose, and it's also morally wrong. So I'm not going to do it. It's interesting how I never found the provings appealing, ever. They never did it for me. In a way, I kind of wish there's so many things I could still know yet that I don't. In a way, it really causes me to miss.
I swear the things I could do to you.
Oh, it is leering at me once again.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did, you stupid pig. Alright, that's it. That's 3. That's 3. I should get rid of him now. It's disgusting. And it's wrong.
The swamp witch has been looking at me oddly. Stop it, or I will crush its tiny bird-like head.
I am simply finding it difficult to believe that there is a woman inside of there.
A woman who is also a warrior, and a dwarf.
Yes, that would explain a great deal.
I got a moment, sure.
You really need to learn to behave yourself and stop being a pig.
What about?
Yes, well.
All right. Aye, all right then.
Speak then.
Actually.
Blast and damnation.
Pigeon
Thunder Humper.
Yes.
Because I am really getting tired of him.
Yes.
No.
Pigeon crap.
Indeed.
Thunder Humper.
Yes.
Of course.
If I'm going to be talking to the nobility, I'm going to be using them. Okay.
Lost it.
Of course. Yes, indeed.
Blood and damnation.
As you say.
Dane and the Werewolf. Let me sing of heroes and honor lost and found, of monsters and men in all forms. Of Dane, hunter without peer, feared by the forest of Ferelden, who one autumn morn spied a heart of pure white and beam of warmest sun, a prize for huntsman's spear. Through the greenwood they ran, hart and hunter, bringing the stag to spear at last in long-forgotten grove. Heedless that the chase had waked a hunger in the golden wood, a werewolf, a creature with mind of man, lured by the hunt and come forth to claim, to the heart as rightful tribute, drawn by the scent of cooling blood. In the silence the two hunters held, Dane spear-armed against the wolf with all his brood, knew with sinking heart he was lost, steeled for the wind, for the winding roads of the fade. Then the beast spoke, human-like in voice. You have taken the stag from my woods and my pack, but nothing comes without a cost. The wolf pack circled ever closer, and he who felled boars and bears with his bright blade knew fear. They spoke his name in roars, like gravestones offering a beast's bargain. Die here, huntsman, alone, and forgotten, or take my place amongst the wolves, as I take your place amongst man. Thus was a bargain struck, and Dane the wolf pack served in wolfen form, and the werewolf to his family sped, as Dane. 1 year and a day all told, but some things cannot be repent, some coinage cannot be unspent. When hearts are wagered, a fisher rent. From the saga, Dane and the Werewolf, as recorded by the minstrel Ukam, 485 Black. They owe me. I just realized something. All of this represents the blight, signs of the blight throughout the region, which is terrible. Yeah, the blight is like an infestation. It's reaching everywhere, like a daggered, clawed hand. Very bad.
As you like.
I suppose this is serviceable.
Yes, of course.
Aveline, Knight of Orlais. Aveline was born to an Orlesian farmer near the city of Halam Sharal in the early half of the Storm Age. She was a large and ugly baby, and her father had hoped for a boy. Not wanting another mouth to feed, the farmer left Aveline in the woods to die from exposure. But a traveling band of Dalish elves came upon the crying child. The elves took her into their clan and raised her as their own. They taught her archery, dueling, and survival skills. When she came of age, she was larger and stronger than most women, let alone elven women. Her adoptive parents knew that she was a fine warrior, so they encouraged her to enter a human tournament in nearby Samard. But women were not permitted to join the knighthood in Orlais, nor to compete in the tournament, so Aveline joined the tournament as a man. Her clan forged a suit of armor with a full helm and gave her an iron-bark sword of the finest quality. Aveline entered the competition claiming to be a knight of Antiva. She refused to doff her helmet, even during the archery competition. And sure enough, Aveline bested many other knights until, in the grand melee, she came upon Kaleva, a knight who served the emperor and was considered the finest in the land. Kaleva was determined not to be beaten and struck swiftly and strongly. As Aveline matched each of his blows, Kaleva grew ever more frustrated. Finally, in desperation, he tripped Aveline and threw her to the ground. The blow knocked her helm from her head, and Kaleva was shamed. He called to have the competition declared invalid, but the crowd booed and jeered. In anger, Kaleva turned and slew Aveline as she lay helpless. The son of the emperor, Prince Freyan, was also present at the tourney. He too had been beaten by Aveline, but he recognized her skill and bravery and was saddened by the injustice of her death. Upon rising to the emperor's seat in 744 Storm, Freyan abolished the law that disallowed women from joining the Orlesian knighthood and posthumously knighted Aveline. Although women in the Orlesian knighthood are still a rarity today, all those who do become knights revere Sir Aveline as their patron. Aveline, Knight of Orlais, by Lord Francis Magny, 8-4 Blessed.